Introduction to DNA Code of Life. The nucleus controls all life processes within a cell and is responsible for hereditary information. This information is encrypted on the genes that are found on the chromosomes. Each chromosome contains DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. RNA, ribonucleic acid, is found within the nucleus and also the cell cytoplasm. Genetic information makes each organism unique. Functions of the nucleus. 1. It controls cell metabolism. 2. It is responsible for cell division. 3. It controls protein synthesis. 4. It controls the production of RNA. 5. It is also responsible for the transfer of hereditary characteristics. The nucleic acids are responsible for the control and transfer of hereditary characteristics and the structure of proteins that are produced during protein synthesis. Each individual organism consists of proteins that are unique to only that organism. This is why organs are not simply transplanted from one organism to another. If the proteins are not similar, then the body will reject the organ. This is why organ transplants show the most success between siblings, brothers and sisters. The closest a parent can be to their offspring is 50% because each offspring is a combination of 50% male parent and 50% female parent. There are two types of nucleic acids. 1. DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. And 2. RNA, ribonucleic acid. DNA is found in the thread-like chromosomes and RNA is found mainly in the nucleolus and the cytoplasm. DNA strands contain active sections called genes. Let us look at the structure of DNA. Each nucleic acid consists of a number of basic building blocks called nucleotides. Each nucleotide consists of 3 parts, that is, 1 phosphate ion, 1 pentose sugar, 1 nitrogenous base. Nitrogenous bases are divided into 2 complementary groups, that is, purines and pyrimidines. DNA forms a double strand where purines will only bond with pyrimidines. DNA contains thymine and RNA contains uracil instead of thymine. The other nitrogenous bases are found in both DNA and RNA. A backbone of phosphates and pentose sugars join to the nitrogenous bases, resulting in a long chain. The nitrogenous bases are attached to each of the pentose sugars. The DNA molecule is a double helix, twisted, strand. The 4 nitrogenous bases can be arranged in any order with a purine attached to a pyrimidine. The combination of nitrogenous bases is the code system for the messages from the DNA. A weak hydrogen bond holds the complementary nitrogenous bases together. This occurs as follows. Adenine always only joins to thymine. And guanine always only joins to cytosine. The RNA molecule is always a single strand of nucleotides and contains a single row of purines attached to pyrimidines. Remember that the RNA contains uracil instead of thymine. RNA is responsible for protein synthesis. There are 3 types of RNA, each with a specific function. Messenger RNA or mRNA is formed by the DNA as a piece of 3 nitrogenous bases called a triplet or codon. The process is called transcription. Transfer RNA or TNA collects a specific amino acid from the cytoplasm, depending on the order at the nitrogenous bases, and carries it to a ribosome. Ribosomal RNA or TNA form the ribosomes and produce the proteins based on the information from the TNA. The differences between DNA and RNA is that the RNA contains ribose pentose sugar. It is a single unwound strand of nucleotides and contains uracil. Meanwhile, the DNA contains deoxyribose pentose sugar. It has a double helix strand of nucleotides and it contains thymine.